Welcome back. This week we're going in focus on the importance of the livestock industry in North Carolina. Agriculture is a top concern when state leaders are looking at the economy and funding, and for some elected officials, it's personal. Joining us now are two representatives who are also livestock farmers. Representative Jimmy Dixon, he's a Republican from Duplin County, who's a poultry farmer, and Representative Karl Gillespie, he's a Republican majority whip from Macon County and is a cattle farmer who previously served as the president of the North Carolina Cattlemen's Association. Thank you both so much for joining us today. I'll start with you, Representative Dixon. Listen, I feel like we talk about tobacco, sweet potatoes, and the prominence of Christmas trees here in North Carolina all the time, but we don't necessarily talk about the livestock industry as much. Why is that?
Not on a frequent basis, we don't. And Loretta, thank you so much for considering this topic. I think you just stated the reason that we need better communication between our livestock industry and Mr. and Mrs. Urbanite who live in the urban areas. It's critical that we do a better job of understanding what we're dealing with when we talk about our livestock agriculture situation in North Carolina.
Representative Gillespie, you know, we talk a little bit about hogs and chickens, but I don't think a lot of folks in North Carolina, the first thing that comes to mind are the cows and cattle in North Carolina. But we have a lot of cattle farms throughout the state.
Yes, we do. Thank you for having us today, and thank you for this topic of discussion. You know, we have cattle in all 100 counties in the state of North Carolina. So it's cattle run deep. We have small producers and we have the large producers in North Carolina. So we're very fortunate in North Carolina to have a wide breadth of opportunities in the cattle business.
Representative Dixon, we talk about this a lot. We're talking billions with a B there that agriculture puts into the economy here in North Carolina. How much of that is from the livestock part of the agriculture industry? Excellent question.
And Commissioner Troxler and the rest of us in ag, we're not going to let the people forget that we just went $100 billion, actually $103.2 billion in the agriculture contribution to our economy. Most people know that and have heard that it's the #1 industry in North Carolina. Here's what folks don't know. Of the farm gate receipts, which means the farm product that we sell to generate that $103 billion, 67% of it is livestock. Very few people understand that. And so it is tremendously important to the overall health of our economy in North Carolina, and particularly our agriculture economy.
Representative Gillespie, you know, when we look at different industries in the state, we obviously look at jobs that they create. And when you look at the agriculture industry and the farming industry, there are so many jobs there. How important, when you're back in the legislature doing your work there, how much are you looking at the jobs created in this industry when you're considering where money needs to go and who you need to help out?
Well, anything that is an economic driver, we take serious consideration of. And, you know, cattle farming, like so many other types of farming, some of our farmers are not full-time. So when we start talking about the economic impact and the lives it's affected, the number of jobs it's produced, not only are we talking about those full-time farmers that's working 7 days a week, produce product, but there's a vast number of producers like myself who may have other jobs and other responsibilities and still maintain a substantial number of cattle. So when we start looking at that, we have to look much deeper than the obvious numbers.
Representative Dixon, I've talked to a lot of folks who are the crop farmers, row farmers, about how they have a hard time getting the helpers that they need on their farm to plant stuff and to pick the stuff. Do we see that same type of problem on livestock farms?
Yes, but the dynamics, Loretta, has drastically changed over the last 40 years. 40 years ago, all of agriculture was labor intensive. And through the process of time and technology, agriculture now, for the most part, has moved from labor intensive to capital intensive, with the machinery that we have to harvest the traditional crops, corn, soybeans, et cetera, et cetera. The specialty areas, the processing of the hogs and turkeys and chickens in North Carolina is where the critical situation is concerning labor. I've just recently toured 4 or 5 of our processing plants across the state. Some of them are very good, but the turnover rate is as high as 60% on an annual basis. Some of the folks that are long time, I did go to one processing plant that the turnover was less than 30%. In other words, they had better than 70% of their labor that was there.
What are we missing right now in the state that we could be doing to help even make this industry, which is already strong, even stronger in our state?
That's a great question. I think, you know, there are so many outside pressures on agriculture, and cattle industry is acutely aware of those. But you know, we've done a great job growing North Carolina, and people come to North Carolina, and that puts pressures on our farmers in regards to cost of real estate and cost of product. So I think as we progress along, we need to be very mindful of that and strike a balance that we can all live with.
Okay. Representative Dixon, Representative Gillespie, thank you both so much for joining the conversation today. And thank you for joining our conversation as we focus in on the big issues that are facing North Carolina. We'll be back here next week with another edition of In Focus. Until then, have a great week.